Ever since we were young, we were taught that school was the way you wanted to go if you wanted to be successful. For 8 years, we were told to wake up on time, get to this establishment at a certain time, do what we're told, go home, do the work that we're told to do, go to sleep, and then repeat. Then, if we're good enough at doing that, we get to do that same thing for 4 more years. Wake up, be on time, follow directions, go home, do our work, repeat. If we're good at that and we want to be successful in the future, we're told to do that for 4 more years. Wake up, arrive, listen, go home, work, sleep, repeat. And guess what? If we make it through all that, if we survive all of that, if we get through all that schooling, we get to do that same thing for the rest of our working lives. Isn't that just great? Like, doesn't that make you genuinely happy on the inside? Being told what to do for the rest of your life until you retire, doesn't that just bring a smile to your face? The majority of people in society spend over half of their lives simply doing what they're told, living at the will of others, doing what they're told, when they're told to do so, and how they're told to do so. Where's the freedom in that? The agency, the self-determination. Every one of us is a self-aware, functioning human being with free will, yet most of us just act like mindless drones following the masses, like rats in a maze. I've always felt like something wasn't right with all of that. I could never really understand why people would willingly give up their lives for the sake of some dream that's not even theirs. I could never really understand that thought process. And if you're anything like me, you probably felt the same way before. I bet you intrinsically know deep on the inside of your soul and your heart that this type of subjugation and control isn't for you, and that you'd much rather choose to follow your dreams and your passions and chase that life that you want to live. But that's not easy, is it? The reason that everybody chooses the same path, the path of going to school, going to college, pursuing a career, is because it's easy. That road has already been paved for us. All we have to do is hop on and walk in the right direction. On the other hand, creating your own path, becoming self-sufficient, pursuing your dreams, that's not easy to do. Rather than going through this pre-built road, we have to pave that road ourselves. We have to clear out the path. We have to lay down the concrete. We have to get everything up and running on our own. But the thing is, it's not supposed to be easy, is it? If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth the grind, all the work that we're putting into to achieve our goals, to achieve our dreams. If everyone had success, then nobody would be successful. We would all be average. Because let's be honest, you wouldn't want the life of your dreams if everybody else had it. You wouldn't want that $1 million mansion if everybody in the world had it. You wouldn't want that Lambo if everybody in the world had it. Because if everybody has it, it doesn't really hold any value because it's easy to obtain. It's like having $1, right? Everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people have at least $1 to their name, which is why you don't see people on the internet flexing that they have $1 because it's so common. There's nothing special about that. You only view it as valuable because of how hard it is to obtain. And if it's hard to obtain, not that many people are going to have it. It's the law of supply and demand. If you want the life you want, if you want the life of your dreams, you have to be prepared to put in the work and the effort to achieve that dream, to achieve your passions. You're going to have to do things you don't want to do work that you don't feel like doing, wake up at times that you would rather not wake up at, just for the chance of being successful. Now you're probably thinking, Lemuel, isn't that exactly how you described school earlier, the path that everybody else follows? And well, objectively, that is correct. The major difference lies in the fact that you're choosing this path for yourself. You're choosing to go through all of this hardship for your future self. You're choosing to put the current you on the line for the sake of the you 5-10 years down the line. You're choosing to gamble on your future rather than doing what everybody else is doing just because it's easier. You know, because we as humans like to take the path of least resistance. It's why there are so many overweight and obese people nowadays, because it's easier to sit at home and eat all of you want than to get up, go to the gym and watch what you eat, go on a diet. It's why there aren't a numerous amount of billionaires, because it's easy to just, go to college and get a degree and just work for some company for the rest of your life than to go out there and stake your life on becoming successful, on making it big. Although creating your own path, finding your own way is difficult, you'll find that through all the struggle and all the work that you're putting in, you actually enjoy yourself a lot more than when you were simply following others, doing what everybody else was doing. You'll start to realize how it's a lot more enjoyable than simply going through the motions in school. You'll find genuine enjoyment through grinding for your success. Taking myself as an example, I find myself a lot more happier nowadays, now that I have a little bit more free time and I'm able to focus on the things that I'm trying to achieve, right? Like doing things like writing scripts or ordering products for my business, or like solving problems or investing, creating and recording videos. That's doing things like that brings me genuine enjoyment. I feel like I'm actually accomplishing something. I'm getting, slightly closer to the goals that I want to achieve, to the person that I want to become. And I'm not saying that going to school is entirely bad either, right? If you want to pursue a career in the medical field or engineering, or you want to become a teacher or something like that, then by all means, go to college and get the degree for that. Just make sure you're doing it by your own choice and not just because that's what everybody else does. Don't do it simply because everybody around you is. Like even right now, I have a part-time job that I'm using to fuel my business ideas and make investments, right? I'm choosing to go into the system to make it easier for me to achieve my goals, right? It's okay to use the system to get what you want. Just make sure you're doing it by choice. But personally, as far as college is concerned, I've decided that I'm going to go for a degree in entrepreneurship just for the sake of my parents, because they believe that I'm going to need the knowledge and the business know-how if I want to become successful in the future. And while I do somewhat agree with that point of view, I'm purely going for the sake of learning and meeting new people, maybe making some connections, networking and things of that sort. And I plan to put more focus on my business and, YouTube, my personal growth, rather than focusing on doing homework, completing assignments or things of that nature. Not to say I'm going to go to college and outright fail. I'll just simply do enough to where I can pass, while maintaining focus on the things that I want to achieve and the person that I want to become. I suppose it's somewhat contradictory to my previous statements, but in a way, I'm making this choice for myself, for the sake of my future self. And while I was writing the script for this video, I came up with a quote that perfectly sums up my mindset on this topic. I would much rather fail at being great than succeed at being mediocre. Just put our heads down and let's put the work in. We out. Mwah.